Welcome back to part 5 of this little Feed the Beast journey. Not really much to see in this episode. I looked through the footage briefly. It's just me using this. This is interesting enough, right? This is a cute little technique you can use even in vanilla Minecraft if you find a whole lot of sand, like mountainous sand. And this might only really be best demonstrated in this dunes biome, which I don't know if is a vanilla biome. But basically, just place a torch under sand or gravel, and you won't have to use shovel durability. The sand or gravel will just collapse onto the torch, become the block entity, and you can pick it right up. It's a great way to collect a lot of material really quickly. But during this episode, I wanted to use this kind of mundane background footage to talk about something very important. You see, I am a fairly busy person. I don't play as many games as I used to. When I do, I like to take them seriously and, have fun with playthroughs like this. But I'm also a musician. I'm writing an album, and that takes a lot of time. I've got family that I'm very close to. I see all the time, so that takes up a lot of time too. I've got a girlfriend. I've got a lot of friends that I like to hang out with in my free time. And, it's just tough sometimes to find the time to do all the things that I want to do. I'd love to make videos like this, maybe even for a living someday. I don't know when that would ever be the case. I realize a lot of it's timing, luck, finding an audience of dedicated fans that like your videos and want to see more. But I'm not going to force anything. And I recognize that in order to be successful at, streaming or putting out videos, there's a lot of time that goes into it. I mean, I'm editing these videos in extremely lazy fashion. I'm just like speeding up parts to go through. I'm voice recording over them bit by bit. But my hope is one day that, I'll catch someone's eye and they'll give the video a like. They'll comment and say, hey, could you play this? Could you do it this way? And I'll be like, hell yeah, I'll make a video about that. If I get even just one person being like, hey, could you do a video of this? Totally down to just try something. I mean, I like playing video games and I like creating content, so give me a reason to. On that note, sometimes I don't have time to play and record video games, but I get to watch other people do it. If I'm, exercising or something, I'll put a video on in the background or if I'm doing dishes or something, I'll put a video on in the background. And there's a couple of YouTubers I really want to shout out. And it's mostly because I just like their vibe. A lot of YouTubers can really be capitalizing on the trend of Minecraft among like just a huge audience of, children that will lose their shit over, clickbait thumbnails and just like this like, hey guy, today we're doing this and today we're doing that and my friend he's going to try to chase me with lava. And I think we've definitely seen enough of that. So yeah, I just want to shout out the YouTubers that don't do that I've really enjoyed their videos. The first one is Juice. He's probably more along the lines of one of those traditional Let's Players, but he's just got a much more chill vibe overall. And I really enjoyed his video of, let's do everything with melons. I just thought it was a fun, interesting, and creative way to like turn the game into not so much like a challenge run, because there's really not as much a challenge to it. It's just a choice that makes the game, a little more interesting in a way that, you don't expect. Oh, if you're going to limit yourself, and not fully limit yourself, but limit your style of design and gameplay around one item in particular, you kind of get an interesting playthrough. And so I don't know, I just really appreciate that. So thanks, Juice, for all of what you do. I do want to see what you could do if you turned that melons series, where you make everything out of melons, if you turned that into a Feed the Beast series, well, let me tell you, my friend, you could make melon factories, automated melon farms that just do crazy things, and then you can even power, all of your machinery off of like melon juice or the seeds of melons. You can, compress it into seed oil and then, combine that with ethanol and create biodiesel. And I think that would just be a really cool extension of the idea. The next YouTuber I want to shout out is someone by the name of Jokey Pokey. I don't see a ton of videos that they've done, but they did two really great and interesting series. One on, can you play through Minecraft if all you were starting on was one block of grass? And now there are skyblock, challenges that people have been doing for a very long time. And Feed the Beast really opens up the possibilities to navigate the skyblock environment without as much tedious grinding. But this just takes it to a whole new level. And he didn't do it in Feed the Beast. He did it in vanilla Minecraft. And it was really impressive to see, what someone's able to do with the minimum, amount of starting material, the true minimum. And people have followed suit with that video, but I think his first video series on that is extremely informative it just teaches you so much about how Minecraft works. And then, he did a similar series where instead of starting with one grass block, you start with one bedrock block. And that one's crazy. It's definitely worth a watch if you're, interested in the way Minecraft works and how you can manipulate things. And then I think he's able to do almost everything you could possibly do in the game with, certain exploits for sure. You need to exploit the game to make it anywhere out of that version of hell. But it's just overall, it's really impressive to me that someone takes the time to learn how to do it and then make a really, really great video series on it. So definitely check it out. And finally, I want to shout out a YouTuber by the name Me, Myself, and CJ. I think it's kind of like all collapsed into one character string. There's no spaces or anything. But this YouTuber really caught my attention as I was going through Feed the Beast playthroughs. There were times where I was like, you know what, I don't have time to play right now, but I'd like to see if there's anyone interesting playing. And this YouTuber just caught my attention with, I think they've got such a great personality. I love their accent. It sounds like they're like southern United States. I don't know for sure, but it's really charming. They've got a really charming attitude about the game. They were able to teach me a lot about things that I really wanted to learn about as I was actually playing through Feed the Beast University. They've got a Feed the Beast University playlist as well, a series as well, and I don't know if they've continued it, but they do a lot of different like sky blocks, and then like there's one that's like a cave block, like a cave only mod pack, and I really like their vibe. I really like their attitude when it comes to not only playing the game but talking about it, and I just wanted to give them a big shout out because they inspire me to continue making videos like these. So thanks all three of you, Juice, Jokey Pokey, and me, myself, and CJ. I appreciate all the work you do. I hope you keep it up. Now, I realize this video was barely any actual gameplay, and it was just kind of me shouting out the creators that I wanted to shout out. But I promise the next video is going to feature a little bit of a change in pace for what we've seen here. So just wanted to thank you for sticking with me on this one. I think it's really important to shout out people who have done a really good job with this YouTube video stuff. So I guess I'll just leave it off here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.